Hi, I'm Jinpei Lu. I'm from University of California, San Diego. I'm presenting our work on markerless camera-to-robot pose estimation via self-supervised sim-to-real transfer. In this paper, we propose CtRNet, an end-to-end framework for camera-to-robot pose estimation without markers. Our framework segments the robots and estimates the robot pose at a high inference rate, which is ideal for real-time robotic applications. The framework is pre-trained on synthetic images, and a self-supervised training pipeline is applied for sim-to-real transfer. We utilize differentiable rendering for image-level self-supervision and achieved state-of-the-art performance on robot pose estimation. Calibrating the transform between the camera and the robot is a fundamental procedure for vision-based robot control. The camera-to-robot transform connects the robot controller to an external camera so that the robot can be controlled with real-time feedback from the camera. The most common way for estimating the camera-to-robot pose is using the fiducial markers. People have been using markers for different robots in many robotic applications, ranging from humanoid robots, robot manipulators, mobile robots, quadcopters, and also surgical robots. Calibrating camera-to-robot pose is a cumbersome procedure. One needs to physically modify the robot by attaching the marker, and the measurements of the marker with respect to the robot links needs to be accurate. During the calibration, one needs to move the robot to multiple joint configurations to collect a set of images, because the visibility of the marker is not always the best, so single images might not be enough. Once have a set of images, one can run the calibration procedure and removing the fiducial marker after the calibration. After the calibration, we have to keep the camera and the robot stay stationary. Otherwise, we need to do the entire calibration procedure again. This is okay for lab setup where the environment is structured and under control, but it can be very difficult if the environment is changing, because it's impossible to perform online calibration with markers. CtRNet calibrates the camera-to-robot pose by using the neural network for key point detection. We detect the key points from the images using the neural network, and the corresponding 3D points on the robot is computed with the robot forward kinematics model given joint angles. Then the pose is solved using the PMP solver. The entire procedure requires no markers and can be run for real-time inference. Our network also contains a foreground segmentation module, which shares the same backbone of the key point detector. The segmentation module serves as a pre-task for self-supervised training on real-world images. To scale the neural network training to unlabeled real-world images, we propose the self-supervised training pipeline. The CtRNet estimates robot pose, and the differentiable renderer renders a silhouette images of the robot given a pose and the robot mesh. Finally, we compute the image loss between the segmented robot mask and the rendering, and backpropagate the error to train the network parameters. In order to optimize the network parameters using gradient descent, we utilize the differentiable rendering and the differentiable PMP solver for backpropagation. And at the same time, we also use the rendered image to refine the foreground segmentation neural network, but only with good samples. So basically, in some sense, the foreground segmentation and the key point detector take turns to learning from each other to overcome the sim-to-real gap. We have tested our method on several robot datasets and showing that we are outperform the state-of-the-art method on robot pose estimation. On the left image, we show from all existing robot pose estimation methods, our is by far the only one that has high accuracy and real-time efficacy. We also demonstrate that the CtRNet not only has high accuracy on robot pose estimation, but also generates high-quality robot mask. We perform real-world experiments for position-based visual surveilling. We want the robot anti-vector to follow a moving target in the camera frame, which is defined in a moving camera. The CtRNet is used to estimate the camera-to-robot transform to estimate the target pose in the robot base frame. Here is our experiment, where the goal in the camera frame is circling around the camera center, and the camera position is also changing. Despite all the non-stationary setup, the robot can still follow the goal in real time. Thanks for watching. If you have any question, please reach out and check out our GitHub.